Hello everyone, this is Joe Mama coming at you with my first ever Ark video. Today I want to talk about breeding. There are a lot of videos out online that are either old or confusing. Most of my information comes from Sea Rower. He makes excellent videos, go check him out. But before, I thought I knew what I was doing, but I did not. We had these boss Rexes. These are my old try at this. Just mashed together all the different stats I could find. And when I got a mutation, I just bred in the mutation along the way. And I ended up with, I believe, a health mutation, a weight mutation, a damage or two, and that's about it. But what I ended up with, in the end result, because I bred them in on both sides of the family, I ended up with 32 out of 20 on both sides of the family. And that just doesn't work. These guys did pretty good against the Gamma Spider, Gamma Monkey, but they just got their asses kicked on the Gamma Dragon. They just could not do enough damage to take her out. So, this is the second attempt. Like I said, I watched a lot of videos, and I think I had the process down. So you start with base Rexes. You breed everything together that you have, that you can find. Get the stats that you want, highest stats you can get without any mutations. And that's the key. Nobody in your base Rexes can have a mutation. 0 mutations on both sides. And it's also key that you have the same level. All the stats should be exactly the same. You make a whole lot of females. Stick a male into your sex pen. And then start breeding. When you do that, you collect all the eggs. You start hatching eggs. At some point, from those 267s, you'll see a 269 pop out. And that's when you want to look. You're looking for that 269. Now, these guys have 43 into health. This 269 has 45 points into health. Now, he might have had weight, or he might have had damage. It doesn't matter. Throw it away and continue on. Eventually, you'll get a mutation for health. If health is what you're going for. And then you take that. If it's a female, then you take your female, breed it with your male base, and then you get a male with the 269 health. You take that male after he grows up, throw him in the sex pen, and start the process over. At that point, all your Rexes will be coming out as 269 or 267, but you're waiting for the 271. You're waiting for 2 more higher levels than your breeder. And then wait for that 2 levels higher with health. You only want to do one stat at a time. So I focused on health first. So we started out with 43 points into health, 10,500. Got 11,000, 11,400, 11,800, 12,000, and we continue on breeding and breeding and breeding until you get all the way up to 20 points, 20 mutations past your original. So here's our original, 10,500, 43 points into health. And here is 83 points in health, 19,360. And he has 20 mutations. And all 20 of those mutations are health. So he's got 83 points in the health, and he started with 43. Now, here's a kicker. You are able to go past 20 mutations. I'm not going to do that with health, because if this guy has 20 mutations. He has a baby. His baby is going to have 20 mutations on the paternal side, and if he's breeding with the base Rexes, which he would be doing, they have 0 mutations. So his baby would have 20 points on paternal and 0 points on maternal. Now the paternal side is not able to give a mutation because he's at 20, he's maxed out. But the maternal side can still give a mutation. But the reason I'm not going to do that is because you're losing half your chance of getting a mutation. You're only getting a mutation from one side of the family then. And the process is going to take twice as long. You have to deal with twice as many eggs to get the mutations that you want. Now, I'm not going to do that for health because that's enough health in my opinion. I may do that for damage. It depends on how easy that is. How fast the process goes. But this is our sex pen. There are 2 foundations apart. Dino doors, dino gates with doors. You can walk the Rex in, no problem. But when you open the door, he's stuck. He can't move. They can turn around, but that's about it. So it works very nice to get him in and out, because you're going to have to swap your male and female. You're going to have to swap your male, at least. Put him into the middle. All the rest are females, and the male is just gonna make babies. And so each time you get a mutation, you have to get a male with that mutation and throw them in the pen. I wouldn't worry too much about color. I know we got a lot of colors, different colors as we went along here. Kind of a white one there, a teal one, and a couple oranges. Don't worry so much about color, because every time you get a stat mutation, you get a color mutation. But it may not actually show on the Rex. Let's say there's 10 spots for color, and a Rex only has 3 spots that are actually on his body. This guy got a mutation, he probably got a color mutation somewhere else that doesn't actually appear. Eventually you'll get a color mutation, but then the next time around it might not come out, because you get the mutation either overrides it, or maybe you get the color from the other parent, the base. It goes back and forth. You may want to save those colors, and then you can use them after the fact. Once you get everything said and done, you can breed the color back in. But that's the process. You breed like crazy till you get a mutation, and the mutation you want. You only choose one stat at a time. So if you're going to breed for health, you breed health, and you wait for a health mutation. You're going to get all kinds of mutations. You're going to get stamina, you're going to get food, you're going to get speed. Nothing you want. And then eventually you'll get a health mutation. You take that health mutation, raise them up, throw them in the pen, get a male, throw them in the pen, and move on to the next one. If they are all the same level, it's really easy to see when you have a mutation. All your bases are exact same level, exact same stats, and then you're just looking for 2 higher. You All your Rexes are going to pop out as 267 if these two. If this male base goes in the pen, all the Rexes will come out at 267 until it has a mutation. Then it'll be 269, easy to spot. So you're breeding your 275 with your 267 bases. He's either going to get a 267, a 269 with a mutation, which you don't want, or a 277 with a mutation. And that's the one you want. That's the one you want to look at and see if it is a health mutation. The 269s might be good colors, set them aside, but you're not going to use them for this process. You just wait till you get a health mutation and then throw him in the pen. Then start the process again. Wait for your 279 to come out. When you get him, throw him in the pen. Wait for your 281 to come out. It's a long process. It takes maybe 200 eggs to get the right mutation. You might get lucky, you might take longer. Just keep going. Now on this server, I have the maturation set to 200 times normal level. That way they grow up in about 30 minutes. And I do not have to feed them as babies. Once they get 10%, they start eating out of the trough and they're good to go. I also have on this server the egg laying debuff is non-existent, so they can just continue laying eggs. They can lay eggs continuously. They don't need to wait the 16 hours or 32 hours, whatever it is. If you're doing this unofficial, good luck. It's going to take forever. Because, and if your server is tame capped, don't bother. If your server is not tame cap and you want to try this, it will work. You can get a huge Rex going, or whatever you're trying to breed. But it's going to take, if you got to do 200 eggs to get the mutation you want, that's going to take a while. That's the process. I will soon be starting the damage. I already did the health, 20 points, and I'm going to try to do damage, and I'm going to try to bring that above 20 points, 20 mutations. So that's the process of breeding. You take one stat, you mutate up that one stat, and then you start the process over. You throw your base back in, and then you choose a different stat. Run him all the way up. You could do more, but me, I'm gonna take the health that I have, and then I'm gonna run up damage as high as I can go. I will record that process so you can see in action how this works, and hopefully I'll get lucky and get 35 mutations and damage before I collapse. So stick with it, and I'll show you how it works. Alright, and we're back with this monster right here. 655 damage. 23 mutations. Obviously, the last one came from the mother's side because the father's side had over 20, he couldn't give one. And yeah, it took forever. Our first, we started at 44 damage on our base, 384, 296, all the way up, adding 2 each mutation, all the way up to this monster, 655%. We then mix this guy, breed him with our hit point female, or hit point male. Actually, we ended up with twins on our last one. One male, one female, which is handy. Mix them in with our 83 points into health. So we have 83 points into health, 90 points into damage, and we end up with these guys. 19,000 health, 655 damage. They are, they should be good to go. Once we breed some babies, imprint, they'll start out with over 20,000 health and over 700 damage, so with that 10% imprint bonus. And then from there, every time you pump up health or damage, they should get an awful lot. We got our male and female breeder bases for our boss Rexes. Throw in some color and it should be boss time. So that's how it's done. Takes a long time, but the results should be worth it. So unless you're gonna cheat and spawn something in, this is the way to do it. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you next time.